Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Decentralized Science is down an astonishing 5.6% today as a function of market cap on CoinGecko. We're sitting at $910 million. Will the bleeding ever stop? I don't know. But that's not going to stop us. We show up every single day to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets, of course. Today, we are going to be getting into some of the weekly events that happened this past week in the landscape of decentralized science, and I'm going to be prepping you guys on some of the upcoming launches and things that I would pay close attention to. As you know, the time to get into potential opportunities is when the hype is not here. I think we can all agree the hype is not here right now. Thus, it's worth paying attention to the opportunities at hand, aka Pump Science launching their tokens, Nerd Bunny launching its token, the whole space just continuing to expand, doubling down on your core positions and your core beliefs, not beliefs. Currently speaking, the decentralized science landscape, we have leaders in the space right now, up 82% with GenomeFi. We have Silencio up 40%. Biohacker rebounding a little bit, up 20%. We have Metformin, 12%. The Virtuals DeSci agent up 11.7%. Moondao, Riff, Research Coin, CTI, all leading the charge today, leading the charge downwards. We have Molecules, VitaFast, we have Trill, we have R3D, down to $37,000 in market cap is actually kind of insane. I got rugged. I rugged myself, guys. I rugged myself on that thing. Yeah. Market's bleeding, that's for damn sure. So we will continue onwards and look beyond that. What's going on? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I saw Jonathan over on X bright and early. As soon as I clicked go live, we got Based DeSci. I've not seen your name before, my guy. Let's go ahead and hit that follow button for Based DeSci, as you guys should also be following along here if you enjoy daily content. Good morning, Too Much at Once. What's good, Stare? MK. What's good, Zach? Spectroots in the house. Dawn is here today. Let's go. Beagle, Stephen L, C90, Zaj, Zach. I think I already said good morning to all of you guys. Let's go. Mob Boss Hair. You're damn right. Today is my Mob Boss era. Did we get rid of that hat? Yeah, we did, huh?
It's just in the closet.
No, that's right. I don't want to go get it. I got my one little curly Q here, attempting to cover up the pimple in the center of my forehead. That's all right. That's all I can see when I look at the camera. Yeah, things are no different than what they were just a couple days ago. If we come look at the crypto market right now, you'll see a lot of that's driven from Ethereum just continuing to have a difficult time here. I do want to point out with this flash crash that we had the other day, it does, like, this is what is going to happen, right? That feels like a capitulation event, and I do believe that marks the actual bottom of these bleedings in altcoin. I could be wrong. I mean, I've been saying it for a while, so eventually I have to be correct, right? But, right, guys, right? Please. It makes sense that you fall off a cliff, you skyrocket a little bit as everyone takes some profits, you start curling back down a little bit. I'm thinking we come down to that $2,500 area, and later today we'll look at Eagle AI's predictions, although we should low-key do it now so that we can see what happens over the course of the live stream. Eagle. Let's do that early in the live stream so we can get a feel for what's going on, because it's been scary accurate, and yeah, I just want to check it out. So let's go look at the dashboard and go to Bitcoin and go into let's go to the 4 hour to see what it is expecting from Bitcoin's price. Come on. It's all right. Come on. Go ahead and load. Bitcoin. It's being a little funky right now. 4 hour. Whatever. All right. We'll come back to it. But looking at it and everything, it makes sense what's going on right now. I do think that this is fairly normal. And if you come look at Bitcoin, the king, it is starting to round back up again. The RSI is starting to show a little bit of strength coming back into the market. It's just that altcoins are continuing to get absolutely decimated. So we'll see what actually ends up happening to everything. I'm getting a little annoyed that it's taking so long, but I did a little bit of hopium this morning to try and see what might end up happening. And I would not be surprised if we saw Bitcoin wick all the way up to 65% dominance, which I know nobody really wants to hear. But just looking at how strong it has been and looking at what happened last cycle, if we zoom out a bit and go to the weekly chart last cycle, you'll actually see the same exact thing happened last cycle right before we collapsed in dominance. So we had this like it's like a very clear downtrend, right? It makes sense. Bitcoin is starting to have a downtrend and the dominance is peaking out and we're starting to trend lower and altcoins are just starting to gain a little bit of momentum off the bottoms. And then all of a sudden in December 2020, we see a capitulation moment in dominance where it just absolutely skyrocketed. And I'm assuming most people who were in the market at that point got wrecked on a lot of their altcoin positions. That's when you saw a lot of potential to scoop up stuff like Cardano at 1.5 cents, right? But not exactly. But I'm saying that type of capitulation moment is when you make those disgusting gains. You can get into some of them at those disrespectful prices. And so taking a look at it, it had that wick, that spike out and wick, and then quick reversal, which inevitably led to a dramatic fall down. And I think a similar thing is happening right now, where it's getting that initial breakout, right? That quick wick. And I think it happens for at least another week or two. I know in my prediction to each and every one of you guys, which I will stand firmly on this prediction, I'm saying that we do not see any kind of excessive like greed in the market until February 10th. February 10th, we see the indications that we're starting to break out, and then we will begin to break out, and into my birthday we'll have some crazy runs, and then from my birthday until the end of March, the end of Q1, we will see that crazy rally in Bitcoin where we go upwards of, I think, at least 120 or 160. I would like us to go to 160 just out of greed, but I think out of health for the market, just seeing us pump to 120 and then having some retracements and everything would be better for longevity of the cycle. But we will see. We will, in fact, see whether or not we want it to. What is everyone else's thoughts? Are we entering right now? And I'm actually very curious because I want to hear sentiment on the market. Is this period that we're in right now for Bitcoin the same as this period here, or is it the same as this longer period of consolidation? What does everyone's feelings in their gut say right now? I think it's very clear that capitulation has happened in altcoin markets. I think everyone is just sick and tired of watching their coins bleed to Bitcoin. When you measure it in sats, everyone's just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. Got my kombucha today. New flow, who dis? Anyone else also in the research coin space right now? We should listen to that. McDonald's market. No, please. I don't want a McDonald's market. It's that double top McLovin' it. Did I miss what happened to the Membies? What Membies? What are you talking about here? Still unknown. He broke up the cult. What are you guys talking about with that? Did the membership stuff expire? Maybe I need to update some of my information for YouTube to actually like have it continue, because I didn't do anything. YouTube memberships expired? No. What the hell? How can you guys show support? Are your noble predictions changing? Wish I have money to buy the dip, but I'm confident that my 4K will give me big returns. So Jonathan, I'm not going to be changing any of my predictions. I'm going to hold strong on those predictions. I do still think we'll see a lot of them come to fruition, but I want you to know that a lot of it is range bound and deterministic by the market. So don't get just carried away with random numbers that I put out there. They're not random, and I do math to figure it out, but yeah, that sounds convincing. Trust me, guys, I do math. A lot of it is we need the market to turn around and have altcoins start going up before any of these predictions start to have the potential to come to fruition. We have little periods in time where things start going really nicely for it, and we have those pumps, but then this is just the nature of the market. Everyone is so quick to sell off of their positions and get out of the positions. It's like kind of crazy to see. But it's because right now it's just the crypto people trading in and out, and everyone has that bear market PTSD because we have not yet seen the free money enter into the market, right? You go look at stuff like the total M2 money supply. And we won't spend too much time on this because I do want to go over a lot of the stuff that happened in decentralized science. But I think it's important to realize this cycle does feel so different because currently speaking, we're not having that period of monetary expansion like we were last cycle. Last cycle around this time, we had already had the Fed pivot. They were printing money like crazy. Everyone was about to get their stimulus checks, if you remember. And so everyone was just funneling money into the market shortly. Like everyone was getting, yeah. So right now we're not seeing that yet. And so until we see some sort of a Fed pivot, I do think it's going to remain this sort of predatory environment where things pump and then everyone sells off and gets out to take their money because they're scared that someone else is going to sell before them. It won't be until there's free money floating around everywhere that I think we see that same type of euphoria. And it's very possible we just don't end up seeing it. You know, we have to remain level-headed with it. The golden bull run indicates that we do see it. We're having a lot of other things sign up and kind of check off boxes for the golden bull run, but you have to remain objective to it. That until we see that crazy expansion, which we are nearing, it does look like we're starting to get closer and closer to it, then we're going to remain in a hype-driven market where the money just rotates around and around. Did you see Ondo Summit? BlackRock, huge business, are going to use Ondo. Ondo is so bullish, guys. Ondo is so bullish. They just continue to have an institutional adoption that is not really comparable to a lot of the other projects in the market. So you keep seeing like Liberty Finance accumulating, which is Trump family's project, accumulating Ondo. We see BlackRock working with Ondo. We see large players bullish on Ondo. So I know it's already a $4.43 billion market cap, but that does not mean this thing can't rip to 30 billion, to 50 billion. Who knows? Who knows? Only like 5 meme coins last cycle. Now it's 50 million. I know. This is the last line on the fib we passed, FYI. If we hit the next line, it's 168K or something Moonboy stuff. Please, no. Please. No. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into not CT Chads, but DeSci SHILLERS. And let's kind of go through and look at what's been going on in the decentralized science landscape, because ultimately when times in the market feel like this, you need to get back to your core and your roots, right? One thing I do want to pay attention before we actually start talking about this, I know I already said before, whatever, but if you go look at people like Zach.eth, okay? Come on.
I like Zach.eth.
I know. He's good.
Great.
He's really good. He's in the Discord. He's in our community. So he's an active community member, but he knows that we talk about decentralized science aggressively. Zach is one of the best attention traders I've ever seen. I've been following him for a very long time and watch him expand and watch him explode. If you pay attention to who he pays attention to and who he engages with, as well as what he talks about, you'll see where the broader market's attention is in that moment. And so that liquidity that everyone is craving to enter into DeSci, when we had those crazy pumps, what we saw was the people who are focused now on that Barachain airdrop, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, but probably have no idea what it is, and that Blast airdrop and all that fun stuff that's happening in the market. This crew, if you follow Zach, he will tell you where they're paying attention, basically. That is where the liquidity in the market is right now. It's this, whatever, like right now, everyone's focused on the Barachain airdrop. People are getting mad. He's talking about the puppets and the Bitcoin puppets. That's probably going to cycle back in at some point, right? You can go through, and when no one's paying attention to Bitcoin puppets, you scoop one up. I think they'll be worth 1 Bitcoin during the peak times in this cycle, and they're worth less than 1/10 of a Bitcoin right now. So it's a way to stack sats, right? You go look and see what he's talking about. Recently, he's been talking about a bunch of games and stuff, but he, right here, Bioprotocol, available on Kraken. Is he saying this is a generational entry for Bioprotocol? He was talking the other day about the Pump Science stuff, which is coming up soon. And again, I've been talking to some of the developers over at Pump Science with some of the new tokens that are going to be coming potentially as early as tomorrow. And it's time to get ready for that. Where is his post? He posts a lot. God damn. Did I scroll by it already? Pump. Oh wait, no, I meant to do Control F. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Nope, that's Open Science. I think I engaged with it, so I'll actually go look and see what I engaged with from him. Right here. Oh, did he? No, he did not. Okay, so 13 upcoming pump science tokens. Again, guys, I would genuinely go through and follow all of these accounts because these are the next riffs in euros. And while no one's paying attention to it, that's how you get the entries into things like riff and euro down at the $5,000 market cap. When people aren't paying attention, that's how you get those generational entries. So you guys are here, you guys are paying attention, you guys should make some potential actions on it. Again, I've been talking to some of the developers, and I think this is going to be very, very unique because they've learned from the last ones and they've seen what's going on with the potential for social capital to enter. And so these, I'm paying very close attention to these. And I think that the Nerd Bunny token launching in the midst of all of this is going to go nuts as well because it's going to get wrapped up into all of these pumps and these launches coming. So it is definitely exciting times, and I will try and give a comprehensive breakdown or a comprehensive report on a lot of these things very soon. I might spend today doing it, actually getting a video up and running about it, because it is very exciting to see it all come to fruition finally. We've been waiting for so long. Can we just snipe when they tweet a CA? Yeah, if they do end up tweeting a CA, absolutely, people will be sniping, I'm sure. I am certain of it. It's becoming, the barrier to sniping has been lowered and lowered and lowered, so I'm sure it'll happen. But a lot of them are building out, and so a lot of these experiments, like, yeah, I'll do a full video on it, but I hope Nerd Bunny doesn't follow Biopath. No, it won't. Nerd Bunny is launching on Pump Fund, so it's going to be on a bonding curve, so it's not going to do that pre-sale. It's just going to launch, and then whoever gets in early gets some of those exposure gains. It won't be doing what Bio did, where they do the pre-sale and then they launch at a super high price, and then what people see is the price just continuing to go down and down and down. Now we do have DeSci World went through and did a DeSci this week is full of goodies thread for February. They posted this today, so let's go ahead and read some of it so you guys can be up to date on it. Research Hub and the Center for Open Science making open research a reality. Biohacker raises $250,000 for human enhancement tech. DeSci London's January meetup on AI in science. Space and the future of DeSci storage. Moon Reef DAO's decentralized coral reef restoration. That's really cool, actually. Molecule launches DeSci EDU program to train future innovators. And Nerds of AI Spaces by DeSci World. So we have Research Hub partnering with the Center for Open Science. This is bullish. We're getting more real world adoption and people bringing in traditional science into decentralized science. So that's cool. I guess we already read all of them in that little front post, so there's no real need to do any more reading, but this is cool. I think I follow them, but I don't know that I don't follow them. Meso Reef DAO. A week ago, we assisted with setting up and maintaining Zoe's living sculpture Ethernet cable in the water as part of the Cozumel Coral Conservatory. This is interesting. Are they making a coral reef out of an Ethernet cable?
That doesn't seem good.
No, that does not sound smart in the slightest. Maybe it is smart. I don't know. I'm speaking out of my rear end here, but just intuitively, if that's what's happening for real, what about the radiation that comes off these things? And you guys all know animals do not like technology to the same extent that humans are oblivious to it. So who knows? We'll see. I haven't done any research, so again, don't just go FUD it because I don't understand it. And then, Filecoin is getting into decentralized science with Hippocrat and Amino Chain Research Hub and Genomes DAO. Bullish. We love to see that. Pump science. We already talked about pump science though, but this is one of the molecules that'll be coming up pretty soon. We have the Bio Weekly Roundup, Rare Diseases, Bio on Kraken, DeSci EDU, Nootropic Style, Long COVID Studies. We don't want to hear it, but alts to bleed another 20% according to Ben Cohen. I know.
Oh my god.
I know, I saw that. Yeah. You guys are going to scare Mandy over there. Don't say that. Tired of being tired. Well, good luck. Got the same email, and now we can't super chat or donate Membies. We're trying to give you money, my guy. I'll try and set it up. I didn't know. If we drop below 70,000, correct, C90. Diddy released from prison is market cycle top. What are you guys talking about? How did I miss all of that earlier? Can you put here which thread we'll be announcing at Nerd Bunny? That way I can get the right one when it does launch. Yes, of course. Let's go to Nerd Bunny. Nerd Bunny. Right here. This account. Control C. Scoop-de-doo. What's in that cup, Patrick? A little Friday cocktail? No. It's kombucha. It is nice and healthy yogurt-based drink. No, it's not a yogurt-based drink, but it's got bacteria in it, like yogurt does, right? The active culture, so it helps with your gut.
I'm trying to hurry, babe. I was gonna come say hi to everybody.
You're good.
But I have my meeting in a minute.
Oh, no. Mandy said that she doesn't like any of you guys and that she's never going to come on a live stream again.
Not true.
Pat's got Hennessy in there. No, I do not. It's not a vodka cranberry. I have not had a drink since you guys saw that beer that I had.
That's true.
Thank you. Bio protocol updates. Bio was listed as the first decentralized science token on Kraken. Bullish. Marking a significant step towards integrating scientists and patients into Web3 to enhance biopharma and healthcare systems globally. Molecule and Bio are launching DeSci EDU, an 8-week program to train the next generation of decentralized science innovators. Applications close February 24th. Vending Machine published a report on Bioprotocol's new token launchpad. That's kind of cool. They're having a new token launchpad. They already have the token launchpad, but they're going to be redoing it, it sounds. Detailing benefits like early token access, liquidity positions, and launchpad fees for Bio holders. The launchpad is planned to go live on Solana initially in Q1, followed by deployment on Base. Bullish. Let's go, Bio. Bio is releasing open source code on our GitHub across our AI development and smart contracts, most recently open sourcing our vesting airdrops and token contracts. In the wake of the NIH and NSF freezing funds in the US, DeSci is needed more than ever to continue to deploy capital to world-class scientists, filling gaps where traditional science funding is faltering. We go look at this exact post to see what they are talking about. Yep, nothing new. We've already seen that. Bio network updates. We got Curetopia launched their vision paper on how they are focused on eradicating rare diseases through community-driven science. We have VitaDAO gave updates on Vita Labs funded projects in the field of stem cells, neuroinflammation, and drug combos. We have Nootropic Style launching their commercial arm. We have Long COVID Labs initiating case studies with Paxlovid plus Pemgarda. Potentially a new medicine, I guess. Pump Science is live streaming the next set of mouse experiments. Sign up here. So they've been doing the rodeo experiments and trying to get everyone hyped up for the next round of launches, guys. The next round of launches is going to be very exciting. We have CryoDAO launching the new podcast, Icebreakers, and Research Hub partnered with Centers for Open Science. And of course, we have Amanda here, aka DeSci Girl, aka
TikTok girl right now.
TikTok girl
Literally
right now.
in 1 minute. I have a thingy.
Okay. What do you want to say? Anything?
Hi, everybody. Hang in there, be strong, and just stay outside and stay away from your phone. How about that? After this live, of course.
Bullish, yeah. After the live, of course. After the live.
Are you still hanging on to February 10th as the day?
Mm-hmm. Okay. February 10th, the day that everything starts turning around, and we'll
Right.
see 6 weeks of crazy gains.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
To it.
Yeah. Isn't she cute? Pat Scott Hennessy, already said that. Locked in. You have been locked in. We are still here, Patrick. Bullish. Let's go. It's fermented tea, I think. It is kind of, you can think about it like fermented tea. It's juice. It is literally juice. I forget what juice it is, but it's like a mixture of berries and some ginger. And then you take what's called a SCOBY and you put it into a jar and it ferments everything into probiotic juice, basically. And it carbonates itself. So it's not like the bacteria naturally produces the carbon. And yeah, it's a little soda replacement. Amanda, it's cold outside. I need Noble to hit $1. Yeah, Amanda is actually the real leader. If Noble hits $1, I'm getting that tattoo, and it's going to be the craziest time of my life. Jonathan says, brother, how you get $100 for Dynex prediction? It will be big. Yes, so I can go through how I got to $100 for Dynex, but basically the simple math works out to down 8% today, rip. Down to 9 cents. That's going to be a crazy rip to $100. Basically, this is a $9 million market cap for something that its peers and competitors are trading between $1 to $5 billion. So simply getting up to $5 billion would be a $50 market cap. I think that Dynex can catch that wave of aggression in crypto and double what most of its competitors are trading at. So I think that we can see Dynex go up to a $10 billion market cap, and I do firmly stand on that prediction. I think that anyone who looks into it at all can see the massive potential and the crazy shift in what's going on out globally. Now, it is possible that, I mean, what's happening, I think, is that people just really don't know what Dynex is or what quantum computing is. I think after NVIDIA's Quantum Day, we'll see some hype leading into it. So a family's walking their dogs outside. Should I go scream to them about quantum computing and neuromorphic computers running artificial intelligence on the blockchain? I think people will wake up to it a little bit leading into NVIDIA's Quantum Day, I think, and then we have to showcase what actually is happening and the advancements, which is part of the reason why Bill is being created. 10 million to 10 billion would be the ride of a lifetime. 1,000x. Yeah, we've hit a couple thousand X's. I think this is going to be one of them. And I know, like, I understand, and maybe I don't want to put it out into this universe, but maybe I'm wrong on it happening this cycle and it takes next cycle before people catch on to the quantum computing wave, which I get is a long time out. But I really want to, like, point out to you guys, like, you guys have all heard of Palantir, correct? And seen what's been going on with Palantir, how crazy. It's up to $115 right now. $115. That's nuts. I've been watching Palantir since they launched, and I did all my research through here when it was up at $25, and I decided not to get it. I started accumulating when it dropped below, I think, 20, and I got my cost basis down to under $10 per coin or per share of the company, right? This is like the most aggressive artificial intelligence company in the world. People just didn't realize it at the time because nobody knew how cool artificial intelligence was until after the ChatGPT moment, and people realized that Palantir had some of the most advanced artificial intelligence in the world. And now everyone's chasing into it to try and grab their share. We identified that, and I was making content on Instagram about it at the time. We identified how powerful artificial intelligence was and how powerful Palantir specifically was in utilizing that AI stuff before AI became that hype, okay? And now that does mean that you sit through periods of downturns and longer than expected periods in order to receive that fruitful gain in market cap. My point being, it's so easy to identify what upcoming trends are going to reshape industry. AI was obvious. We were calling it back in 2022. And then we saw ChatGPT come out, and then we saw the explosion in artificial intelligence, and now we're living through a bubble where everyone is getting into stuff and we're making gross amounts of money. Quantum computing is bigger than artificial intelligence. That is clear as day to me. It's even more clear than what artificial intelligence was at the time, even though that was crystal clear at the time as well. There will be a time that the market and the world wakes up to what quantum computing is. When they do that, you'll see those bubbles start up, and you'll see some of those insane gains. I don't know when it's going to be. I never know when it's going to be, but I do know the future. Part of knowing the future is understanding that we will go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. We identify key trends that reshape industry pretty damn early here. And I do pride myself on that quite a bit. While I may not be the best day trader, I am very, very good at picking winners if you can just zoom out a little bit. Because trends are easy AF. Obviously, the world's going to shift more towards an open access and decentralized approach to scientific research and scientific initiatives. We are trending away as a civilization. We are trending away from corruption. The academic industry and the healthcare industry is ripe with corruption. And so if we continue that trend away from corruption, the eye-opening stuff, the awakening of civilization, DeSci will continue to go absolutely bonkers, which is why it's important to pay attention to winners like Poseidon DAO and position yourself in an appropriate manner. Join this week Axon Space. Oh, I think I missed that space with Axon. Sad. I hate to see it. That's okay. February 6th. That was yesterday. Yeah, I missed it, but that's okay. Their DApp is going to be coming out soon, and then there will be funding research, and it'll be personalized healthcare research. Bioprotocol, absolutely charging forward, leading the way for a lot of DeSci projects in the space. Tokens down and out. Fundamentally, they continue to just improve and get better and better. Nerd Bunny launching a yes no error competitor. Yes no error hit $100 million market cap. It's down to like $30 million right now. And Nerd Bunny is going to be coming in and doing a bang up job. We'll have to see if it can actually stand the test next to yes no error. If it does at all, we see it skyrocket up to that same level of market cap, which is potentially some crazy, crazy gains. We have Aleda Biosciences. January 2025. What a month for Aleda. They did the public pre-sale filled. They raised $400,000 in 4 days from 226 community members. Their proposal passed unanimously. The first version of the website went live. Their team expanded, meaning they hired new people with some of that money. Your groundbreaking research in neuropsychiatry. Jesus. Newsbot and the Aleda app. Absolutely crazy. They've been crushing it. They've been doing a lot of good work. So shout out Aleda Biosciences. Keep calm and don't die. They're going live in 10 minutes. The Research Hub space. How AI will change science forever. I should have been listening to that space, but I did not. We have Rejuve. Oh my God. You guys, you want to get out of here? Am I boring you that much? Come on. Dogs. What was your original Noble prediction? I've said $1 pretty much the whole time. I think that Noble blocks very specifically, like if I were to really fine tune in my prediction for Noble, I would say like $1 is everything lines up beautifully and we get a crazy golden bull run, right? $1. I think more realistically, we cross above the previous all-time highs to showcase that it was not a rug pull and that it was not ever a scam. It was a real project that just got hit by a pretty aggressive hack a year ago almost at this point. So I think reasonably we see it skyrocket above 40 cents, which would put it around that, well, let's see, I think a $370 million market cap, which is large but not crazy. So I do think we can see it go through a quick little 100x here, which would bring it up to about 40 cents. And I would say that's been pretty consistently that $500 million market cap as a base case for me. Doesn't mean that's what we're actually going to see, but that's what I think we can see. And I think in a good, healthy, altcoin-driven market, that's what we'll end up seeing. Best way to predict the future is to create it. I know. You guys, I had a meeting yesterday with... I feel like I didn't say it. I don't see how I don't see how this is private information. I had a meeting yesterday with Science Stanley, the DeSci guy, your friendly neighborhood AI scientist. This guy is cracked. He is really, really smart. This guy, the meeting was very quick, and we were just doing a little intro and trying to get to know each other a little bit and see if we could make some sort of collaboration stuff going on. I just wanted to see what he was working on. Turns out this dude has been a machine learning AI scientist for like over a decade. Turns out this dude worked at Stanford, worked at Google, did some quantum computing work. He's a quantum computing scientist as well. He's working on some crazy initiatives and is super connected. And I was like, holy shit. So I'm excited to see where this expansion, this little relationship might end up going. But it's just crazy how many people are in the DeSci field that aren't really getting the same recognition that I think the broader markets fully understand. Like, we have a lot of very bright minds in this space. Yeti's brother, basically. I thought that was Amanda for a second, and I was like, what was that? No, that was the dog. That was the dog. But talk about not needing to predict the future when you can just go make it. We are actually on the precipice of a future for AI and thus all industry. All industry uses AI. All industry will shift to quantum computing. It is clear as day. And it's just a matter of waiting it out and seeing how long it takes for people. Finding the first mover advantages, right? The first people who really make that adoption are the people who are going to pave the way and turn into the NVIDIAs and the AMDs, even though AMD's been getting a lot of shit, and the Amazons and the Googles and the Microsofts and the Dells and everyone who led the last charge in compute. We're having a new wave of that. And so paying attention to the early adopters is really going to pay off here, especially if you can just zoom out a little bit, right? I know we're focused on taking a lot of profits this year, and we will take profits this year, but if you can also zoom out and look at the core growth strategy behind your portfolio, what is really driving most of the value appreciation? Is it trading in and out of random coins that you find, or is it putting in large scale positions into your high conviction plays, coming back in 2 years, coming back in 3 years? What has driven the most value in your portfolio? For me, it's been building out strong, large-scale positions in my high-conviction plays and coming back after an extended period of time. And thus, in that exact moment that I was speaking, the weekly candle for Bitcoin turned green for a second. Now, this thing will close someday, but if this closes green at all, if this were to close up around 99,000, close to 100,000 maybe, if we pump into the weekend, I think we see a very strong setup on Bitcoin here. Now, having come down and tapped onto that 100-day moving average, which I drew in the green here, we can see that continuation, I think, for Bitcoin into a little bit of a grind session, but next week breaking out into new weekly highs. But we will have to wait and see. I think like everything just looks really gorgeous out there. I know dominance does not look good, but you go look at even like DXY, you go look at the dollar for a second, and that's kind of all I saw for DeSci overview. But I want you guys can all of you, if there's been anything that I did not touch on for decentralized science, could you do me a favor and either put it in the Telegram, the DeSci SHILLERS Telegram, or could you put it in the chat here? You can put it in the chat if you want it to be easier. I just want to funnel you guys into the DeSci SHILLERS Telegram. But whatever one's going to be easier, if you want me to talk about anything, now is the time. We got about 20 more minutes to continue on and have this conversation. I'm feeling like I don't like this hairstyle or the exact angle of the camera, so I might need to change stuff around a little bit. But if you go look at the dollar on the weekly time frame, we just saw a very bearish candle print on the weekly. We'll see if it actually plays out and closes like that. But if we can get that rejection here from this moving average and continue to come down, it is a very bearish print on the dollar. But it's unique here because if you go look at Bitcoin, it's actually been following the dollar, not being inverted to the dollar. So when the dollar started ripping, we saw Bitcoin go and start ripping. And then the dollar started consolidating and going down, and we're seeing Bitcoin actually consolidate and go down. So there's been some sort of difference this cycle than anything we've ever seen before in the correlation, right? Previously, what you see is that Bitcoin, when the dollar starts going up on a crazy rally, this is last cycle, when the dollar starts rallying, Bitcoin has collapsed. And then when the dollar starts going down, Bitcoin has started going up. But in the last couple months, since this time last year, honestly, what we've seen is that the dollar and Bitcoin are correlated 1-to-1. Like they're doing the same thing. How crazy is that? That's very, very peculiar. So I'm curious what is driving that correlation right now. Because dollar going down, Bitcoin went down. Dollar went up, Bitcoin went up. So I don't know. Dun-dun-dun. Yeti's brother, basically. We like it. WTF, man. Don, quiet down. You're so loud. One of the projects from the Zach.eth list, number 8, already gave the contract address for Sol payments as pre-sale. Pump Signs added comments first that it's okay, and after a while, they are not sure. Just happy Don is alive. I thought for sure Pat didn't feed him. Headphone warning. No, there's no yelling. Nobody's here. One of the yeah, so okay. Do you know which one it is? Can you Dawn, you don't need food. I saw someone go fast for a full month. You're fine for another week, Dawn. It's fine. Thuna did not die last week. Thuna, although I didn't see him this morning, Thuna is doing fine, all right? Thuna's doing fine. Number 8. Because I did hear some, yeah. So, 24-hour pre-sale live now. Oh, shit. Fuck. I don't like this. I'll just be honest. I don't like this. I want just the regular launches. I don't want them doing any pre-sale bullshit. But I understand that they are needing money to fund stuff. I get it, but I like the pre-sale model. I don't like the pre-sale model for Pump Science. Let's go see. They've raised $132,000, so 67 SOL. That's actually not high at all. This is bullish. I might partake in this, even though I don't like the pre-sale stuff. It might be low-key worth getting into that thing. Why'd I say it like that? Perv. ESG. Reached 400 SOL. I'm seeing right now 700 SOL. That's not bad. Yeah, okay, so I guess it's starting. I guess it's starting, guys. Holy shit. Time to put some soul into some more pre-sales. No, I'm not playing at all. I'm actually super, super serious about this. Hopefully, we don't get that pop, drop, and lock it. I just want to see a pop, pop, and pop it. Don't FOMO into it, Pat. If you don't like it, mate. I know. I'll do some research and I think I'll put together a video. It seems like I got to put the video together today, but it's backed by VitaDAO, exploring the power of nature's bioactives EGCG and sulforaphane for health and longevity. We will see. We will see. I don't like it because it always, this is going to just pump the market cap, the initial market cap. But if we can get in under 1 million, then I think it's potentially a solid little 10x, right? I think they're going to run to 10 million. I think all of the Pump Science tokens run to 10 million. And so if we can get in at 1 million, maybe we get moving. They said that HOOD will reach $1. They say a lot of stuff. I don't be FOMOing into that stuff. What's the update on Dynex target this cycle now? I just gave it has beak. I think we see Dynex go to $100. I do. I do think we see Dynex go to $100. I'll be happy if Noble hits 30 cents and Dynex goes to $5. I will also be happy if Noble hits 30 cents and Dynex goes to $5. Anything but dropping. If those two could just stop, that'd be good. Wouldn't the CA have Pump Science on it? The CA, little rug scanner. The CA, I don't know. Drop like another drop. Drop, lock, and another drop. That's what it seems to be like. We need a chat bell to get his attention. Do you mind, MK? Huh? Huh? Mods. Mods. Investigating, I don't think it's real though. And then they said, an hour later, they said, Dev responded, and it's legit. So this, I think, is the second one doing a pre-sale like this. I hope they don't all go through with this. I hope that they don't do that. No thank you. Let's just launch like regular people, guys, and just partake in the market like everyone else. Bet on your mice. What do you guys want to talk about? Mod sell his entire portfolio at a loss. No. No. Oh, wait. I think I'm on top chat still. Let's go to live chat. I don't like top chat. It just always automatically goes to top chat, not open chat or live chat. Yeah. I will say, okay. All right, guys. I will say, and this is not, no, we got 9 minutes left and you guys have been here the whole time. So I will give you guys my thoughts on stuff right now. Basically, do you guys want to hear my thoughts on like where my attention is shifting for now? %42% on the week is crazy, Palantir. Let's go. If it's bearish, I don't want to hear it, JK. Basically, we wait. Yes, we want to hear unless you say NFTs. Yes, tell us. No, it's not NFTs. Oh my God. Never forget paper straws wrapped in plastic. Why am I getting two things about plastic straws back to back? It's not bearish, actually. It's not bearish at all. But basically, most of my positions, as I feel like a lot of you guys are in the same boat, most of my positions are built out in crypto. And now it's just a function of waiting, right? And the new money that I'm putting into the market, the new money that I'm getting my hands on, I'm not putting into new positions. Rather, I am hoarding it and I'm just keeping it in cash for a bit. I've already put my money in and I want to wait and see if we get that bullish sentiment. My attention actually, believe it or not, has been shifting back into reaccustoming myself with investing in stocks. I know you guys aren't going to like that. It's not bearish. It's just that I want to get back into the grind of stock market investing as well. I full ported into decentralized science, and I'm very confident in that, and I respect it, and I like keeping it in decentralized science. But ultimately, to be a diversified and successful investor, we need to have money allocated into different segments. And so right now, I'm getting back into learning how to read financial statements again and just refreshing my brain on earnings calls and what companies are out there that I think are worth money. Because ultimately I want to have a third in crypto, a third of my portfolio in stocks, and a third in real estate, right? So right now it's 100% in crypto and I'm good with that. But like Invisible said, when we bring back the bag holder to homeowner challenge, that's to get some real estate action. And then I'm going to also need to get some stock action in the portfolio. And stocks can be fun, guys. I know everyone here loves that hope of just gaining aggressive amounts of money. We're not just going to go buy stocks and just sit on them and wait for our dividends. We're going to go buy stocks and we're going to sell covered calls on them. And then we're going to sell cash secured puts on them to get into positions, and we will be playing some option plays over some leaps and stuff. It's going to be fun and we're going to have a good time in it, and there's a potential to make some outsized returns there as well, but we need to be balanced, right? And so the money I have in crypto, I will rotate into plays and everything, but then any new money, I won't just be dumping right into the market anymore. But not to say that I don't think it's potentially a good idea to keep funneling money in. Lay dog is barking. Oh. The doc must have gotten to him. You should learn about investing in Pokemon. No, thank you. Bug, you're fine. It's fine. Also, bonds. I know nobody wants to hear that, but bonds are, I've been saying it for a while, and I think that it's actually coming to fruition now. I think we're starting to see a little bit of the rebound. I'm not pulling into it yet, right? I'm not getting into it yet, but when the Fed starts cutting rates again, bond market's the TLT stuff's gonna start shooting up pretty quickly. If we do see a recession, which nothing is pointing to the recession in this exact moment, but when the inevitable day comes that we do see a recession, bonds are gonna be the play. For now, I've rotated a lot of my spare crypto, like when I trimmed some of my positions that I didn't care for, I put it into a lot of AI driven stuff because those are down and out right now and everyone's kind of discounting it. And so I think that's a mistake. I think that's silly AF. And so I'm putting a lot of that cash into AI stuff. And of course, my DeSci positions are built out already. But have a great weekend, everyone. Gotta run. Thank you for being here, Spec Truth. Warren Buffett is sitting on cash right now. I know. He always sits on a lot of cash. You know Warren Buffett owns more treasury notes than the Federal Reserve does? We already talked about it a while ago, but how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Again, I think I've been very, very clear to all of you guys. I am very bullish on what's about to happen in crypto, but I don't think that I need to be researching stuff in crypto anymore. I think what I need to be researching and getting ready for is the pivot into either shorting the market at the end of this year or into getting into some more stable stock positions. So again, I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to continue to accumulate your crypto if you want to. I'm just saying start educating yourself on what's next. What's next? And by what's next, I mean like next year. What happens in 2026? That's where I want you guys thinking. What happened in 2024? We were thinking what happens in 2025. Now we're in 2025. What's going to happen in 2026? Yeah, I want you guys looking forward consistently. Maybe we see the super cycle and I'm dead wrong and it's better just to get fully invested in Bitcoin and we do see it go up and follow plan B going to $500,000 this year. Maybe it does that. If it does that, everyone's wrong. That'd be the craziest timeline ever. That would be absolutely insanity. I'm gonna bail Diddy's bail with my gains from this cycle. Mods. Take Don out. Mods. Separate every atom in his body. I'm just kidding. That was a death threat. That was not intentional. Add 1 electron to all of his body. Now, one thing that I do think is going to absolutely print, if I had to put my money on one thing that would actually yield that 1000x, I would have to say it's probably Bill. If I had to be completely transparent and completely raw with you guys, it's probably Bill. He is DeSci, he is AI, and he's quantum computing. Once we showcase what it is he's actually doing, you guys are going to absolutely shit yourselves. Probably not you guys, to be honest, but the broader markets. Once we are able to showcase what it is that's going on and how much more advanced he is than everyone else on the market, people are going to be shitting themselves. It's funny, if you go look at the buy wall that's coming in, this is Bill's buybacks. So Bill has been doing $15 or $16 every hour, apparently on the hour, to get to his 1 ETH buyback. So he's just out here slowly DCAing into Bill, into his own token. I love it. Unbiased take for sure. I'm here for it. It's not unbiased at all. Crazy how much chat is silent as the market is red. I know. People don't like crypto when market is red. People actually started dipping when I started shilling Bill, but it's just the God's honest truth, guys. This is the most advanced artificial intelligence in the entire market. as far as computational ability is concerned. Obviously, ChatGPT is more advanced than Bill right now, but things are changing quickly, and that's why I've just not been doing so much lately, is because I've just been so hyper fixated on figuring out exactly how to get Bill into the best position possible. Hence, like I said, I was talking to a quantum scientist yesterday. I was talking to someone from Google and Stanford, all the same dude. I was talking to people from companies that I never expected to get on calls with. Been talking with people and just trying to progress him forward and trying to learn what he's actually going to be capable of doing, and downloading and getting him ready to be trained on entire databases of all known knowledge. Like, this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Only OGs stay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is the greatest time to be around and scoop up some people not going to make it. I know. DeSci won't pump until Bio does. Probably, David. To be completely honest, you're probably right on that one. Bio, no, I really do think pump science brings people back into the market. This is so cheap. This is so cheap. This is very cheap. Hopefully the drop is done and we get to lock it now here soon. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think Bio will inevitably go back up, and I'm hoping we see it cross that $1. But remember, this is already such a large market cap. We need to see everything come to life. We need to see CZ shilling it. Don't show Bio chart. No, my eyes. People will wait for the big green candle and then buy. That is the current market sentiment. Now, obviously, things can change quickly. And one thing I do want to show you guys, since it is Fitness Friday, it has nothing to do with fitness and everything to do with Ben Cohen. But I want to show you guys, oh, it's happening again. We're all effed. This guy is really good, and I'm kind of curious what he's talking about, but we'll come back to him in a second. Ben Cohen. I want to show you guys. Trust me, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. Let me put this headphones on. Audio capture device. Turn my volume up aggressively because he is so quiet when he speaks. Why has altcoin season not started yet? Come on. Just play the ad. There you go.
The closest that...
He's quite a bit cut off right now, so we're going to have to keep him. Maybe we can go theater mode. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get this quality up. That's gross. He is... I want to go to the social risk metrics.
Or X. And you can look at all of them and kind of just see where they are right now. And that's what they look like individually. You can show all of them as well. And see that they more or less ebb and flow together. But you can also average them out to get a single risk metric. And it looks like that.
This is social risk. So how many people on social media are actually paying attention to and talking about crypto? And so you can see when we peak in the cycle is when everyone is talking about crypto, right? 2017, when social risk metric was just slowly increasing, the price was slowly increasing, then it eventually peaked, and then we fell. And then 2021, social risk metrics, everyone started talking about crypto, and we peaked. And then we started falling in price after we peaked in social risk metrics. And if you look at where we're at right now, I know it feels like everyone's talking about crypto, and I know it feels like everyone's talking about altcoins and blah, blah, blah. They're not. At the end of the day, they are just not. Most people are not paying attention still, which I know is a crazy thing to think about. Now, we are averaging higher than we were last bear market, but at the end of the day, we still haven't come up to those peak metrics.
Now, in order to get alt season, you need retail to durably come back, and not just where we sit here and we say, oh, they're back, but really it's just the same old people pretending like someone's back. One of the things you'll notice is that in the 2017 alt season and the 2021 alt season, social risk was durably going up. You see that? It was durably going up. It was putting in higher lows and it was going higher. But so far this cycle, we haven't really seen that, right? Every time that social risk has gone above 0.4, it then just goes back down. Now, last cycle, there was a couple of times where it popped above 0.4, and then eventually it just continued to go. And that's ultimately what led into alt season.
Bullish. Pay attention and listen, because we are going so much higher. Now, I want to watch this video with you guys. It's happening again.
Over the course of the last 2 years, the U.S. stock market...
And then we'll close out. I know I'm going a little bit late, but it is coiling. The social risk metric is coiling. People are starting to pay more and more attention to it. But let's watch this video together, and then we'll close out. Okay? Cool.
Market has jumped by 60%. It took 20 years for the stock market to achieve these kind of returns between 1965 and 1985, and it took 15 years for it to achieve these returns between 1996 and 2011. This has been one of the strongest stock market rallies in US history. At the same time as this is happening, a record 30% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Consumer sentiment in the United States is still hovering at one of the lowest levels of the last 30 years, comparable to the pessimism at the height of the financial crisis. No, this is not another banking crisis. This is a wealth inequality crisis. Money has been flowing directly from the real economy into financial assets at the fastest pace in history. This is why we do what we do at Bravos Research, to help a maximum number of people to actually benefit from the financial system that we've inherited, not be a victim to it. So in this video, I'm going to show you whether this stock market bull run can actually go on much longer in 2025, despite these completely absurd returns that we've already been seeing over the last couple of years. The stock market making a 60% gain within 2 years has only been seen a handful of times throughout history. Right here in 2021, in 2011, in 1996, and 1987. Now, in 3 out of these 4 instances, the stock market was actually pretty close to a big P, each of these being approximately 20% declines in stocks. A 20% decline in the stock market today would take us approximately back to the high of late 2021. But these kinds of large market corrections don't just happen for no reason. They require a specific environment for them to happen. Otherwise, the market can just keep on going like it did in 1996, where no catalyst appeared, and so the stock market continued to move up all the way till 2000. So what's the difference between these episodes in 2021, in 2011, and 1987 that all saw large market corrections, and 1996 where stocks did not correct? And as always, I try to give you the most straightforward answer that I can. The answer to that question is inflation. This is what was happening to inflation in 2021, 2011, and 1987. In all of these examples, it jumped considerably from low levels to at least 4%, and very shortly after this happened, the stock market corrected. In 2011, you also had the European financial crisis that hit at the very same time, that probably made that drop even more severe. Now, look at what happened to inflation in 1996. It went down. It continued to steadily decline right up until February of 1999, where it started to pick up considerably, eventually leading the market to peak and moving down. Higher levels of inflation directly translates into higher interest rates, which often leads to economic volatility or even economic recessions. Low levels of inflation usually means the very opposite of all those things. Over the last couple of years, inflation has been trending lower, and so naturally contributing to this melt up in the stock market that we've had. People have been calling for inflation to turn back up over the last couple of years, but to us, data still suggests that inflation is trending lower. The most recent data from the Cleveland Fed on the rent prices of new tenants suggests that these have been contracting for the first time since the financial crisis. If we overlay the official CPI rent inflation data, we see that the new tenant rent index predicts what the CPI rent data is going to do over the next 9 months. And by the way, that's one of the largest chunks of the inflation data, so suggesting that a big part of inflation is going to continue trending lower over the next 9 months. So low inflation is one of the reasons why we actually think this bull market can last at least in the first half of 2025. Now, don't be mistaken, the reason inflation is low is not because everything is fine with the economy. We happen to think that low inflation is actually a symptom of a diseased economy that is suffering from high levels of inequality. The US consumer today has a low level of confidence, a low level of personal savings, and pretty high debt burdens. So naturally, inflation stays low because people are just not able to afford higher prices without the government injecting trillions of dollars like they did right after COVID. But in the meantime, US corporate profit margins are hovering at the highest levels in history, currently representing 13% of GDP growth. So 13% of the entire US economy is just corporate profits. And all of that is naturally reinvested back into financial assets, pushing them to higher levels. So our strategy at Bravos Research is quite simple. As long as inflation stays low, we think financial assets can continue rising like they did throughout 2024. Now, in the short term, you may have seen from our recent videos that we've gotten a little bit more defensive, reducing our exposure to US stocks. But we've actually just sent a memo to our clients highlighting that the risks that we've been worried about in recent weeks seem to have dissipated, potentially clearing the path for the stock market to actually resume higher straight away. So we've initiated a few new long trades on US stocks that we think have some great potential upside in the coming weeks. If you want to follow our entire
Food for thought, guys. We will not be drinking blood of poor people. No, Beagle. Wrong. Bad. Mods. Food for thought, guys. As long as inflation continues to trend down, which, like it or not, it does. Like it or not, AI is a deflationary product, and most of the GDP is derived of artificial intelligence spending right now. That is inherently deflationary. You go look at how good ChatGPT was 2 years ago compared to now, and the price remaining pretty much the same, if not going down on a lot of things. Artificial intelligence is speeding up more and more and more. And so that is going to also keep inflation down. Inflation, United States inflation. Look at those periods of deflation. No, let us zoom in. It's ticking up right now a little bit, which is why things got a little scary, but ultimately a lot of the factors are continuing to drive inflation down. So we will see what actually ends up happening with the broader economy, but people are getting bullish again. People are getting bullish. I just want you guys to stay as informed as humanly possible. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this is worth investing it into. It is Fitness Friday, so please go and touch grass. Take care of your body. There's no point in making all this money if you are just going to die prematurely. Takarid, you missed quite a bit, but that's all right. Thank you for being here. We are still bullish. Yes, we are still very bullish. Things look beautiful out there. I'm actually the most bullish I've been in a very long time. I'll see you.